To be Wiccan is a way of life. And it's time we learned how. Join the Scarlet Witch on a journey into magic and learn the true meaning of witchcraft as we enter the Witch's Closet with Scarlet Witch.
I'm not sure what's happened. Never mind. Are we all well? You good?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. You?
Good. Yeah, not too bad. Can't complain. Can't complain. Oh dear. Right. Apologies to anybody. I can't even see if there's anybody watching. Doesn't show me that. But I can't see the comments tonight, so Lou's gonna read the comments. There we go. Hi, Kate. Hello, lovely. Hi, Dawn. But yeah, I do. If I do, I'm not ignoring anybody. I just physically can't see the comments tonight. There's a bit of a technical issue going on. But Lou will keep me updated with the comments. The Dark Lord's blue shoulder too. There he is. Hey there.
And we've got Wild Bill on as well.
And Wild Bill. Wild Bill. Yeah, it's been a few weeks. It's been a few weeks, guys. I do apologise. It's been like holidays and then a few issues going on, but we're back, so that's good. Back with a vengeance. And here to answer any witchy questions, Wiccan questions, anything anybody wants to know about. Please do fire them away in the chat. Today's topic, or topics, should I say? There's a few things we're going to go through. The first one is ways to protect your energy. I'm going to be telling you how to make a lemon balm syrup and its uses. A money bowl, because let's face it, we all need extra money now and then. And then temporary symbols or tattoos that you can pop on your body to either bring in or repel certain things in your life. How was your holiday? Didn't you go to Egypt? I didn't go to Egypt. We did want to go to Egypt because I haven't been back for a long time, actually.
Not the best time to go.
Is there something happening at the minute, Ben? Or are we on about the temperature?
It's a bloody war zone at the minute.
Is it?
Doesn't know the news is coming out. There is a lot of internal fight going on at the minute.
Really? See, I have a thing where I don't watch the news, so I only see what's going on in the world when I'm scrolling through Facebook or I'm on TikTok. That's the only part of connection with the outside world that I have, because I don't watch the news. It sets my anxiety too high. So no way, I didn't know that. As if I know they've had previous problems in the past, generally to do with their president or prime minister, whatever he calls himself. And there's been a few wars previously, but I didn't know there was anything recently. So it's probably a good job we didn't go, to be fair.
Yeah, sounds like.
I know. Yeah. I mean, Jaden, my son, didn't want to go because he's terrified of needles, so he didn't want to have the jabs to go there. So in the end, we went to Turkey, and it was lovely. I love Turkey. Been before. It's
Thanks,
it's a nice place to go. But yeah, so yeah, as I was saying, temporary tattoo symbols, what you like, to either bring in or repel certain things in your life. So let's just crack on with it, shall we?
Yeah.
If anybody does have any questions in between, please just fire them away, and then Lou will pop them on the screen so I can see them. Because if anybody's joined that didn't see the beginning, I can't see the comments. I'm not being rude, I just can't see them. As always, quick disclaimer. Doing what I do and doing what I'm talking about, I have to do a disclaimer. Every witch will do their practice slightly different. That's the good thing about witchcraft and Wicca. We tailor it to suit our lives, the things that we need in our life. Doesn't make any person's wrong or right. It's just we tailor it to us. Jacqueline, quick hello. I'm after the panto rehearsal. Enjoy.
Good luck.
Yeah. But yes, so please, all I ask is you respect people's opinions and beliefs, whether you agree with them or not, and just be respectful. That's it. Okay. So, ways that we can protect our energy. Now, empaths, this is going to be a good few tips for you if you're an empath. If you're not, I do think like all of us do have some empathetic abilities. Some of us just feel them a bit more strongly than others. So it'd be useful for anybody to use the tips that I'm going to give you in a minute. But for empaths who do feel things very deeply, this is going to be a good few tips for you. So some of you may not even know what an empath is. So these are just the typical symptoms or traits of an empath. If you don't know what it is, and I read these out, and you might think, oh, that sounds like me, then you're probably an empath. Okay, so number one, you deeply feel the emotion and pain of others. I know if I see somebody crying, it will make me cry as well. I don't know what that person's going through, but just seeing the person have that physical pain or that mental pain, it makes me feel it very deeply as well. If I've been around somebody who's very low, I take on that energy and I feel very low myself. It's just part of being an empath. You are drained by negative people. I call them energy vampires. Just people that are completely negative about everything in life. I don't mean, obviously, mental health is a completely different thing. This is just arseholes, basically. Pardon the pun. You take on the energies of others as well. So, as I said a minute ago, if I'm around somebody who's feeling very low, I will start to feel that myself. I will feel what they're feeling. The weather can alter your mood. I get not so much the weather, but the moon phases, the moon cycles affects my mood massively. You will find others come to you for advice. I find, even when I'm on holiday, I could be sat somewhere completely on my own, and then there'll be benches and benches along the beach, but people will choose to come and sit by me, and within 10 minutes, they're revealing their whole life story to me. I've had that for a long time. People just randomly start telling me everything, and that's fine. I love people being able to open up to me and tell me things so I can give them advice and help, and I like that. That's the nice side of it. You are drawn to help others also. You are very intuitive and often accurate. You can see the intent of others even if their words differ. So if you say to somebody, "You okay?" and they go, "Yeah, I'm fine," you know damn well, you just get this gut instinct that something's wrong, something's not. So you pick up on that. You're a giver. You detest violence. A lot of empaths don't like conflict and violence. I, as an empath, I don't. Yeah, we'll leave that there. You can easily sense when someone is lying. There's a running joke in my family. I'm like a human lie detector. I just know when somebody's lying. I don't know if you have the same sort of thing, Lou, but I just know when somebody is telling me porkies. You have a strong and accurate first impressions of other people as well. So when you see somebody, you generally have quite good impressions of first impressions of others and who they're going to be and what they're going to be like. Okay, so there are many pros of being an empath, but as with anything, there is always a negative side as well. So look, Kate, is there a difference between an empath and a highly sensitive person? Narcissists are the worst people to associate with for an empath, as they really take full advantage of them. Absolutely. If you think of like how I try to see it is if you think like a magnet and it's like the polar opposites attract. Now, if you've got a narcissist, somebody who's generally very manipulative, they will try and feed off positive people to make them feel or question their own abilities or thoughts or feelings. They are generally drawn because it's an opposite of a person. I don't feel like there's a difference between a highly sensitive person and an empath. The highly sensitive, they can pick up on emotions and feelings just as much as an empath would. Obviously, doing the things to protect yourself when you're around anywhere, really, busy places, going your weekly shop or going into a town centre, or if you're going on a night out. Those days are long past me. I don't like, but even when I was at 18, 19, I didn't like busy clubs and pubs or anything like that. And I would find it would take me days. The following day, it wasn't just a hangover. This was like an energy hangover. I felt mentally and physically exhausted because all these people are just taking energy from you and you're absorbing their energy at the same time. So you do.
Tiring.
Hey?
That's just tiring, that is.
It is for days after. Even now, if I've been somewhere to a festival or something on the weekend, by Monday I am very mentally drained. Christina, hey Lou, and Scarlett. So empaths, as I said, will generally avoid crowded, busy places because for days after, as I said, they will suffer physically and mentally, feel very drained. They can suffer a mental strain from taking on others' emotions and just that feeling of being mentally overwhelmed. While being in large public spaces due to absorbing so many people's energies at once. So a lot of empaths will avoid busy, crowded places. Good evening, Annette. But as I said, there are ways you can protect yourself. Even work environments. If you're an empath in an office, for example, and you're surrounded by a lot of negative people, you will feel it more so than just an average. If you've been to work, average tiredness, it's a different kind of tiredness. Number one. Now, some of these ways, some of you may not have even thought of, okay? So I've come up with the ways or researched the ways that aren't so well known, but you'd never even think of doing so. Number one, never drink the water from a room where people have either had an argument or you know somebody is speaking negatively about you or other people in the room. Water is energy and it will absorb its surroundings. If people are arguing or talking negatively, do not drink that water because it absorbed everything around it. Now, I know when I was studying with psychology and stuff like that many years ago, there was a scientific study and it was, I think, one of the universities, I can't remember which one it was, and they had 4 rooms and each room they had bottles of water or glasses of water. And in each room, they played different sounds. So the first one, there was war sound, people crying, screaming, pain. The second one was like calm, just nice, relaxing music, meditation music. And each room had different things. The one that had the horrific sounds, the war sounds, anger and all that, when they tested the pH level of that water, it was virtually on the verge of being undrinkable. Whereas they tested the one that, it is a fascinating study to read, whereas they tested the one with where it was calm music, it was meditation sounds, the water stayed at a completely neutral level and was much more beneficial for you than the one that had absorbed all this negative energy for a week.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating study. If you ever get to look into it, do. But obviously,
MIT. Ben's just saying MIT.
is that what that's the name? Might be the name of the study. I can't remember. It was years ago. Creamy sun. But yeah, energy, water is energy, and it will take on the energies of what's around it. So if you know somebody's been in the room talking about you, there's been an argument, just avoid that water because you are taking that energy on, so to speak. Water memory, that's right. Yeah. Number 2, when scrolling through your phone or Facebook, TikTok, whatever, and you want to watch a live tarot, card readings, messages, etc., there is a huge tip is cover your third eye. You don't know what intentions these people are putting out when they're doing these. It could be even good. You don't know. You don't know their intentions. Even though what they're saying could be good, they might not have those intentions that are putting out there. So it's always good to cover your third eye. Now, I know there are some readers and some therapists who wear a band around it looks like a sweatband almost, but it's just something to cover their third eye so they don't take on the energies of other people, negative energies. Like I said, not everyone has good intentions, and you need to protect yourself from the things that people are channeling. The other tip as well is don't hold your phone directly in front of you when you're scrolling through Facebook or TikTok when they're doing these sort of readings. Hold it just a bit further down so it's not reflecting directly at you. Hi, Kate's got a question. I also think empaths forget to look after themselves. That's a toxic trait, if you like. Others come first, they neglect themselves so much they need to have time set aside for them. Absolutely. I am a bit of a one for that. I can be trying to help so many other people that I forget about myself, and I just get an energy burnout. And I quite literally lock myself away. I mean, there are times, like especially after the weekends, if we've been somewhere busy, I will go upstairs to the bedroom. My husband will be downstairs playing his PlayStation, and I'll just lock myself in the room, reading a book, watching a film or whatever, just to have that quiet alone time. I mean, I'm an Aquarius as well, so we don't like people anyway, but having an empath on top of it, it can be very draining. So yes, definitely make time for yourself. Number 3, if you get that odd feeling and your intuition says no, take a step back from the person who you are talking to. So we all have an energy field, or an energy force field around us that goes around the entire bodies. And if you have a bad feeling about someone, take a step back so you don't absorb whatever it is they're emitting. We've all been around people, you're talking to them, could be random strangers, they're talking to you and you're like, oh, I don't like your energy. So just take a step back. It's not rude just to pretend you've stumbled back a little bit. You just don't want to absorb that negative, whatever it is they're emitting. You don't want that. Number 4, delete the messages of the people you no longer speak to. Delete them. No memories, no nothing. Throw everything away. Out your bedroom. A lot of people, I think girls are probably susceptible to this one. We have memories or with exes, and people hoard things. That, oh, this is from my first date, and this was from this and this. If you don't longer speak to the person and they were toxic for you, get rid of them. Get rid of those items. Detox the room from anything that you're holding on to from the past. You need to throw out the old energy so that you can welcome a new one into your life. If you still have little cards or little trinkets, etc., in a box in your room, and you are essentially telling the universe that you are not ready to move on. So get rid of it all. Just get rid of it. Number 5, if a piece of jewelry breaks, do not have it fixed. So this is more in the sense of your crystal jewelry, your evil eye bracelets, things like that. I don't mean, you know, your grandma's necklace from generations ago, just because it's broken, chuck it. I don't mean that. I mean things that are there to protect you. So like I wear crystal jewelry. If one of the items broke, I would not try and fix it and stick it back onto me, because there's a reason that it's broken. Throw it away. Generally what we say is that if you're wearing a crystal bracelet, for example, and it just breaks, and pick it up, there's the reason why it's broken is what we say is it's because it has absorbed something or protected you from something negative, so it's done its job. Then what we do is we take it and go to the crossroads, any crossroads. As soon as you get to the point of the crossroads, you dispose of them. Do not even look back. You get rid of it. That has done its job for you. It's there to protect you. It's done it. It's absorbed something not very nice. We dispose of it. We don't fix it, put it back on. And don't keep it in your house either. Okay, so those are just a few ways. And obviously wearing your crystals that I've gone on in previous weeks, previous shows. Certain crystals you can wear, obsidians, tourmalines, on anything that's going to be good for protecting you and your energy. You can do, what I like to do is a cleansing bath. If you've been around high energy people or a lot of busy public spaces, when you get in the bath, light some candles, make it very relaxing, have calming music on. And I imagine that anything negative that's in my body, I imagine the colour, whatever colour I associate it with, coming out of my pores into the bath and turning that water that specific colour. Then when I get out of the water and I pull the plug, I imagine all that negativity in that water being that colour, going down the plug and leaving. That's another good little tip. Is that the dog? Is that a dog I can hear?
She's just brought the ball to me, so I've just passed it to Ben so he can hide it.
Oh. Kate says, when you say broken, do you mean like shattered or just the chain snapped or anything? Anything. If it has broken to the point that you need to fix it, dispose of it. Dispose of it. But like I said,
breaking like that is a bit different to just general wear and tear, because I've got some bracelets and just from the elastic keep expanding and rubbing on the because it's just like these crystal chips on it. I think that's just general wear and tear. So that'd be a case of that's nothing like really special. Just that can be fixed if you want. It's only cheap, but
it depends. It's on the material as well. Like a lot of the crystal bracelets, like Lou says, are on like the elastic type. So if you're putting them on and off every day, that's completely different to something shatters. So if you had, or it breaks for no obvious reason, I went on I do I don't know if I'm allowed to say this actually. I do the paranormal investigating hosts, okay? And I went to an investigation somewhere, and a very well-known place, historical place. It was at Dudley Castle. Castle. Okay, so we did an investigation there, and I was just a host. So people obviously paid to come on these events, and I generally don't like to get involved with the actual stuff because being a host, they'll think that we're fixing it or something like that. So I let them do it and them experience it, the customers. Now, we were doing a human pendulum, and there was two people, one in the middle and two either side, and they were asking questions. They were getting really into it. Now, whenever I do the events, and it was my very first event with this company, so they didn't know much about me, so to speak, things like wear, things like that. Now, wherever I go, I either have my spell jar protection necklace on me, but also my hagstone necklace as well. So something not very nice came through when we were at a certain part of the castle. It was by the cottage of Dudley Castle, and there was a story that I later found out concluded everything that I'd said. So we went back to the base, and we were all talking, what have you, and my leather, and it was a very thick leather cord that I've been wearing for quite a while. I wear on every day, but it's a long one, so there's no strain or strap to put it over my head. It's just a long one like this, and it was underneath my jacket. And I was talking to another host, and they witnessed the thing just snap in front of their own eyes and just drop to the floor. I looked down because they were like, what's that? Because obviously it was underneath my jacket, so all they could see was the cord just snap like from here and then down, dangle. And I was like, oh gosh. So I unzipped my jacket, and it was my hagstone. But prior to that, when we was in the courtyard doing this human pendulum, I clocked on that said thing that we were talking to, said spirit we were talking to, wasn't very pleasant at all, and it didn't like my energy whatsoever. But the fact I had things on for protection, it obviously had tried to remove certain items to stop that protection barrier being there. And yeah, it was fascinating, actually, absolutely fascinating. But yeah, so things like that instance, it's sat on my hagstone is actually on the windowsill cleansing, and then I'm going to be disposing of it. But anything like that really. In the rain, yep, just be cautious with thunderstorm, because that can be quite chaotic energy, and I don't need any more chaos in my life. But yes, I love being stood in the rain. Do you do card readings for people? I used to. I say used to. I've done quite a few for many people. And then I was then getting more and more messages from other people. Oh, you did my friend. Can you do mine? Please, 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 and all this. But I find them very, very draining. Very draining, tarot readings and what have you. To the point that I had to put my own sanity first, to be honest with you. Being an empath doing tarot readings as well, you are absorbing the people's emotions and energies. And I was doing them in person, so I'm absorbing all that in my own home. So I stopped doing them. Not to say I'm not going to do them again in the future. I still did them for myself or family and friends, but no, I've stopped them for a while.
Yeah.
So if there's no more questions if there's no questions in relation to anything about protecting your energy, I'm going to tell you about the lemon balm. Sit up.
Hello from Australia.
Hello from Australia. Hi, Kelly. Thank you for joining us. What time would it be over there? 8. Gosh, it'd be early morning, would it be in Australia?
I'm guessing.
I think so. Good morning. Okay, so lemon balm syrup. My good friend Donna, she has a lot of lemon balm growing in her garden, Wandering Willow you might see in the comments. But a lot of people don't realise how beneficial lemon balm is. So lemon balm is a member of the mint family and considered a calming herb, and has been used for, well, as far back as the Middle Ages, to reduce stress, anxiety, promote sleep, improve appetite, and ease pain and discomfort from indigestion. In syrup form, or as a tea as well, it can work as quickly as within an hour to relieve the symptoms. So it's a very fast acting medicinal herb. A lot of herbs that people take, sometimes they'll take weeks or quite a while to kick in and get into the system. With lemon balm, it works within an hour, especially when taken in syrup form. But contraindication, lemon balm, as with all herbs, please, if you're going to go down to herbology, please make sure you check the contraindications of any medications or any illnesses that you have, because some can't be taken with certain medications. So it shouldn't be taken if you have thyroid issues, or if you are on medication for your thyroid, or if you take any sedatives, so anything for insomnia or anxiety. So please check with a health practitioner if you want to do this prior to taking, if you are unsure. So to make a lemon balm syrup, so find a good source of this herb. You can grow your own. It's very easy to grow. Take some good clippings, leaves and the stems. Don't forget the stems. The stems are just as important. Place into a pan and add 3/4 cup of sugar. It's a lot of sugar because we're making a syrup. I'm sure if you could use alternatives to sugar, but yeah. And cover with water. So if you've got a big pan, you fill that much with the leaves and the stems, 3/4 cup of sugar, and just so it's covered about that far over the top of the leaves, and the sugar will have you just with water. Heat to 80 degrees, but do not allow it to boil. It is important it doesn't get to boiling temperatures, 80 degrees, so it's just simmering, but do not boil it. It can make it very, very bitter, and you don't want that. Even with the amount of sugar in it, it will taste unpleasant. Then, once it's got to 80 degrees and it's been simmering for a couple of minutes, put it in the fridge for 24 hours. The next day, add a whole sliced lemon and heat back up to 80 degrees, back to a simmer. But again, please don't allow it to boil. Then strain using a sterile cloth or a cheesecloth or what have you. Pour into a jar and seal. When storing, store bottom up. So if it's in like a jar, put it upside down on its lid. That's to stop, when you get like drinks, homemade lemonades, and all the lemons all congregated at the bottom, you have to shake it. Yeah. It actually prevents that. I don't know how it works. It shouldn't just collect to the other side, but it doesn't. So storing it upside down prevents that. So you get the separation, and it also gives it a tighter seal as well. So if you're not going to be using it for a wee while, it just makes it a better seal. But then you can then drink this either first thing in the morning, or with hot or cold. You can have it in the fridge, have it as a cold drink, and it'll keep the nerves and anxiety and keep you calm. But also, again, you can have it before bed. So you have like 2 glasses a day, one in the morning, one before bed, to help you sleep. Please, if you are going to be driving or operating heavy machinery, please do not be taking it first thing in the morning, okay? And then wondering why you're quitting. It is a calming drink. So if you're spending the day at home or you're going out with friends and you're not driving, have a glass of that just to calm you before you go out. So that's lemon balm.
Nice.
And that's the syrup. Very, very nice.
Will you be putting like the directions up onto the page?
I can indeed. Yeah, I can put it ingredients. Yeah,
I can do a little write-up of it. So
I will
do that.
I'll
rather
do a
than
little write-up.
Play back, but yeah, definitely want to try that.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple of questions in chat.
Okay, fire away. I was wondering what is the best stone to wear for protection, and where would you purchase one that is not fake? I'm growing all my own herbs and vegetables the way the world is going. It's a great idea. Yeah. So for protection, I always suggest either obsidian, black obsidian, tourmaline, clear. Those paired with clear quartz. So I haven't got my black obsidian. I'm just checking my altar behind me to see if I can grab one quickly for you, but it's not there. So clear quartz, tiger's eye, any of the black stones are good for protection. When you pair them with clear quartz, it's even more of an amplified protection. So if you imagine the clear quartz to be a bit like a filter, so I've got the clear quartz bracelet on me. So if you wear the black obsidian next to this one, for example, the black obsidian absorbs all the negative energy, and when it comes back through the clear quartz, it filters it, so you get the more the whiter light from it, so to speak, and you release that gentler energy that comes out from it. But yes, so that's the stones. It is very easy to grow any of it because it's part of the mint family. Generally, any of the mints are an easy herb to grow. So definitely, if you can get some. Have you got a book for all your information? I have. Do you know what? I have a lot of Book of Shadows. I'm working on my big one, my great big one, which is about this big. I've been working on that for nearly 2 years. That's my 5th one. They take a long time to fill. It's not something you do every single day. I don't journal every single day. It's just as and when I get chance. But I should do. Hi,
Jeanette.
Hi, Jeanette.
Another one from Kelly.
Great, I'm doing something correct. Is there a stone that deflects G5? Trying to think. Hematite may be a good reflector for deflector for that. I will need to check my book of crystals for that one, and then I will also pop that on the list. But I'm sure hematite, pneumite, I think it's any of the ite stones, if I remember correctly, are good for deflection of certain forces and energies and all that sort of stuff. Appreciate. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Any question, anything to do with witchcraft, honestly, I don't mind at all. That's what I'm here for. So, are we all caught up?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Money bowls. Now, I think this is where everybody's going to be listening in because everybody needs this one. Okay, so they are called many things. Money bowls, prosperity bowls, wealth bowls, feng shui bowls. I think they're also called in the Asian continent. Displaying a money bowl in your home. Hi, Ben.
Hi.
He wants to see a bowl.
You want to see my money bowl?
Yeah, have you got
I'll
one
get
there?
my money bowl. Hold on. I've got, now, my money bowl I made on the 1st of January. So I always make one on the 1st of the year. Hold on. So this is my money bowl. Right. So this has been sat on my altar since the 1st of January. So it's going to be hard to show. There's normally candles in there, but there is money, obviously. It's bluey. It's supposed to be green, but that to me looks like blue on camera. Cinnamon. There is rose petals from my garden. Bay leaves. I will go into all this. There's crystals, there's salt, acorns. Some people put I can never remember the name of them. Some people put the Chinese money coin things.
Yeah.
They put them in. That's it. Yeah. So we put them in. The salt, but I'll go into that in a second. This is my one.
I used to have one of the frogs.
What is that puppy doing?
What was he going to say?
Frogs that you used to put the coin in its mouth.
Yeah. I think the vegans may have something to say about the frogs being stuffed with coins though these days, though, Ben.
No comment. May indefinitely offend an entire race of people. They use the word people lightly.
Okay, so displaying a money bowl in your home has been practiced since ancient times. I believe it was first recorded in China, but there's been a lot of different countries who have claimed they were the first ones to use it, blah, 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 whether it was a different type. but I think it's been recorded in many different places. But the first known place that I could find when I did the research was China. And it was normally used for food and rice. The bowl that is filled with items symbolizing wealth is believed to attract money and good fortune. So there are so many ways to make a money bowl, and what you decide to put in your money bowl is totally up to you. Money bowls can be placed in the home or the workplace and is a magical magnet for money. So this form of magic works sympathetically. By placing a few pounds or coins or dollars, whatever country you're in, into the bowl, you're telling the universe essentially that you have money, and therefore you attract more money. Like attracts like. Money bowls work similarly, that's the word, to a vision board. So I know back, I think it was popular in the 90s, I had a vision board. I had a picture of a house that I wanted, with a family, you know, the holidays that I wanted, the car that I wanted. So it works similarly to that. It's a bit like a manifestation tool. So keep it somewhere that you see every day, and you feed it with more money and energy and items to it when you feel it needs a boost. So what you put into it is entirely up to you and what you believe draws money towards you. So every single person will have a different definition of what money is to them and what their symbol of money is. So I suggest personally using any green bowl or gold or silver. I have seen people use gold and silver bowls, obviously because money and prosperity are linked to silver and gold, but use what you have. That's the good thing about magic, it's your intention. So if you can't afford to go out and get a fancy bowl in a specific colour, just use any bowl you have, just make sure it's cleansed, you know. So there are some traditional ingredients that go inside the money bowl that seems to be universal in the witchcraft community, but otherwise add to it what you like. So first thing you need is a bowl. Fireproof is best because we do put candles in, we do burn things in it. Check the material. If it's made from glass and porcelain, they are connected to the earth and sea, again favourable for money spells. If it's wood, this is also earth and helpful for drawing in prosperity. So any of those materials that it's made from, this one's porcelain one, are good for that sort of spell work, so to speak. So the first thing is you need a base layer. Some people use rice, some people dye the rice green first. I also add salt. So at the very, very bottom of mine, I don't know if you're going to, let me just move the camera. Let me show you. So if you can see, I don't know. So at the very, very bottom, there's a mixture of rice and salt. So it's mixed together, okay? Put you back. Money. Anything I find, whether it's out and about or in the house, find a penny on the floor, pick it up, pop it in my money bowl. And I don't take out of it either. Once I've put that money in, I don't take out of it. I leave it in there, at least until the end of the year when I'm scrimping and trying to collect what I can. Candles. White, gold and green work best. Gold and green, fantastic candles to use. Again, if you don't have gold or green candles, use a white one. A white candle can substitute any other colour candle if you don't have that specific colour candle that you need. Herbs, basil, cinnamon, chamomile, mint, sunflower petals, dried herbs, bay leaves. I've got bay leaves in mine. Some of the bay leaves I actually wrote on them and then popped them in. Acorn kernel things, that way, acorns. Crystals, I have a big piece of clear quartz point in there as well. And I also have loads of little crystals. There's some black obsidian there we were looking for earlier, to protect from anything negative that is trying to stop me from achieving what it is I'm achieving. If it gets to a certain point, oh, a big one as well, cinnamon. Got a big piece of cinnamon in there. If it comes to a certain point in your life and you need a certain amount of money, so say you've just had an unexpected bill come through, write that amount that you need, be very specific, write it down, fold it towards you 3 times, put it in your money bowl, and you can bet one way or another that money will come to you. What I like to say whenever I'm doing a money bowl, because magic is very specific, you have to be very careful with what you say. So whenever I do anything to do with money spells, I always follow it with "and harm to come to none" in the process. There has been stories of people who have done a money spell, or done a money bowl asking for money that, you know, that they probably wouldn't need that much. They're just been a, you know, and then a loved one has passed away, and then they've got inheritance, or they've got their life insurance from them. They weren't specific in what they wanted, so the universe has provided. So that's why I always like to end it with "and harm to come to none" in the process, because it just kind of definitively points that out, you know. Personally, that's just my advice. Stones and crystals, like I said, pyrite or fool's gold, moss agate, green aventurine, jade, clear quartz, emerald, bloodstone, any of the green crystals, again, very, very good. Pictures and other small representations of money. So draw a dollar sign, draw a pound sign, whatever currency, pop it in. Anything. Take pictures of, I don't know, who's an absolutely minted person. Who's the guy that owns Facebook? What's his face? Zuckerberg. Him. He's a multi-millionaire. Shove a picture of him in, you know?
If you want to be rich, you need to be the same bloke that owns the actual dollar sign.
Who owns the dollar sign? I didn't know there was someone that owns the sign.
Yep, Gene Simmons out of Kiss
Oh,
is
yeah.
the copyright to the dollar sign.
Wow.
So every time the dollar sign is used, he gets money.
Does anybody own the pound sign yet, Ben?
Yeah, the royal family, unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame.
Aw.
That's a shame. I thought if I got in there quick enough, you know. Wonder what other currencies I could claim.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Think as well.
Unfortunately, none of them whatsoever. The US dollar was the only one that no one had copyright on, and he's the only one.
Wow. Gosh, you got in there quick. Right. Keys. Keys are very good to have in there. Obviously, keys unlock doors of success, blah, blah, blah. Witchcraft, pop some keys in there. Seeds and pine cones. This is why I have acorns in there. Seeds and pine cones represent fertility and prosperity. 20% battery remaining. That's fantastic. And like I said, you can even write the amount that you want, pop it in there, fold it towards you 3 times, pop to your uncle. Once you have all your ingredients, cleanse your space, cleanse your items and the bowl. Please cleanse the bowl. And as you start to add your base ingredients, so as you start to add your rice and your salt and all that, start focusing on drawing in money, seeing yourself with what clothes you're wearing as you're winning money or getting a promotion or what have you. Put all your ingredients in, still again focusing, imagining all that money coming in towards you. Lastly, pop in a candle, your green candle, what have you, and light your candle saying, this is just what I say, okay? Candlelight glowing bright, fill my bank account with money over the next year's nights, because I do it for 12 months, with harm coming to none in the process. So mote it be. So that's what I would say for a money bowl spell. You can tailor it to how you want it to be, though. You don't have to repeat word for word. You'll find that in certain spell books. There are words for you to say. I like to create my own, just to make it more personal, but you do whatever you need to do. So you let your candle burn all the way down. If they're tea lights, because you can use coloured tea lights, that's fine. If they're votives, like the tall spell candles, you can burn them down for however long you wish you want to, and then you can relight them when you feed your money bowl, which I mentioned earlier. So place your money bowl somewhere you feel it's going to work to draw in the most money. Most people put it next to the front door of the home or in the business or in the office. I leave mine sat on my altar because I feel that's where the most energy is circulating for me. But the idea behind a money bowl is not that it's used once and forgotten about. It won't work. The idea behind is that it will continue to bring you money as long as you continue to feed it with attention and energy. And there's a few ways you can do this. So one, feed it with money. Like I said, if I find some, don't be going robbing people purely just to feed your money bowl. That's not what I'm saying. If you find a couple of pennies on the street, pop it in, pick it up, put it in your pocket and pop it in your money bowl when you get home. Sprinkle oils. That's a very good point, actually. Oils over the top. So cinnamon, basil, myrrh, any of those. This has definitely had some oils in because I can smell it. I'm trying to think which one it was. I think it was possibly basil and one of my anointing oils as well. Just a few drops of oil. So if you still got the votive candle, you like that, put a few drops in, feed it, give it that energy. See yourself having this money coming in. Burn down the candles in it once a week, once a month, once a fortnight. As the fire feeds your ingredients, obviously fire is another energy that we work with. Sing, chant, pray over it, whatever you want to do to feed it with your intentions. Once or twice a week, I will go in and I'll give it a stir clockwise as well because I'm bringing something into me. And just mix it up and just keeping it active, keep the energy circulating in it. So that's that. A lot of people ask me what I do with them at the end of the year. So I always recommend, if you've just used rice at the bottom of your bowl as your base, burying it in the east so that the sun continues to rise on your manifested money even more, forevermore. Or you may choose to keep a small amount of it in a jar on your altar. I have a few jars at the top who have previous money bowl spells. Depending on the state of the other ingredients, you may wish to keep them, reuse them for other money spells. So I, for example, my rose petals, okay, these could go to the earth, that's fine, but I could reuse them for another money spell. I wouldn't then really go and use it for a love spell. Again, there's part of a daffodil in here as well. There's all sorts in here, absolutely. If you're going to use it for a spell that's similar to this, then that's absolutely fine. If it's something completely different, I don't recommend it. The jar, it can be reused, just cleanse it, and then back on the 1st of January, I will refill it with fresh ingredients and do another one for the year ahead. Crystals can be cleansed, reused again, that's absolutely fine. So a lot of things. The acorns, I'll probably keep one for one jar and then one to go back to the earth as a thank you. Yes, salt, not so recommended to put to the earth. There's a few things at the minute with people talking about witches putting salt to the earth, so just be cautious with that one. But if it's rice, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. But yes, so that's that one. Any questions in relation to the money bowls?
We've got a few comments. Got Kelly saying about money trees.
Money trees as well, helps environment, etc. I have a money, what's it called? It's like a rubber plant. It's called a money tree. I'm not so sure on that. Me and that don't have a good relationship though, so you know, it's always dropping its leaves. Has the money helped you with financial issues? Yes, I can honestly say 100% hand on heart, it has helped in the past. And when I have suddenly needed a specific amount of money for, like I said, an unexpected bill, within probably 2 or 3 hours, my husband was witness to this. I'll explain the story. So basically, we had a bill come through. I can't remember what the bill was for. It was something ridiculous. It wasn't a massive amount. I think it was like £250, something like that. And I thought, how on earth? Because we have quite a lot of outgoings. Our bills are actually quite high with the mortgage and everything going up, what have you. This is about 2 or 3 years ago. And I thought, we need some extra money. So I went to the money bowl. I put the exact amount that I needed. From the time I'd left my altar space, walked through my kitchen, got to the top of the stairs, I then got a text message from HMRC saying I was owed a tax rebate of the exact amount of money that I had just asked for less than 10 seconds previous. Nice. It does work. Call it coincidence, call it magic. I know what I would call it, but and they never contact you for a tax rebate. You have to contact them or find out from them. But the universe was definitely on my side that day. So yes, it definitely does help. I'm sure growing up we had a bowl like this, but it was called a bowl of crap. Keys, pennies, gum, rubber bands, etc. I have a drawer of crap in the kitchen. I think everybody has a crap drawer.
So to try it out though.
Yeah, definitely give it a go. Bergamot, basil, peppermint apparently works. Absolutely, I do. Yep. All quartet, fantastic. But yeah, as I said, anything will work if you put in magic, if you put your intention into it. If you go in thinking it's not going to work, it won't, because your intention isn't there. Okay. Last subject, because I've got 70% left and it's going down very quickly. Temporary tattoo symbols to bring in or repel. So people have been using the power of symbols for years and years and years. And what's magical is that unless a fellow, what I think anyway, is unless a fellow witch sees them, or somebody who understands symbology, like Ben, for example, then no one else knows its meaning. So it leaves people guessing, but they can't have any power over you because they don't know what it's for. And I think that's where its magic comes from, because not many people know its meanings. Now, I was actually going to draw it, so you have to excuse me notes on this one, okay, my handwriting, because everything I do, I write down and research before I do the shows. So this symbol, can we see? This symbol here, the line and 2 lines, okay. So draw the symbol on the inside of your right wrist to bring in luck and good fortune throughout the day. So on the inside of your wrist, just draw that symbol. You could even do it with like anointing oils, things obviously you're not allergic to or that can go directly onto the skin, that are invisible, but you know it's there. Some people do draw them with ink. Some people even have them permanently tattooed onto their skin. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, but people do it. The next symbol.
Ben's just waving. Yeah, Ben says that he had his burnt into his skin.
Burnt into his skin. That sounds painful. Is that is it classed as like scarification? I think that is that type of tattooing.
Scarification's where the
It's slumped.
I've slumped for work. Scarification is when they remove the skin. This is what's known as branding, where you get a small
branding. That's the word.
You get a small iron rod and you warm it up over a candle, and then you do it yourself.
Oh, that sounds painful. That does sound painful. See, the one side of me is like, oh, that sounds intriguing. I fancy doing that. And the other side of me is like, no.
It's to show dedication to the symbol that you are branding yourself with, and dedication.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah.
So there you are. There's a rare glimpse of my faith.
Okay, number 2. Now this symbol, can you see this one here? It's like a bit like a crow's foot. So it's a line and then 3 either side. So this symbol on the inside of your right wrist to bring power and protection for yourself against negative energy and people. Again, I'll explain why it's on certain hands, certain things. But yes, on your right wrist, you can use that symbol and that protects you from negative energy or people. So I think, was it Kelly asked earlier about things, certain crystals and stuff protection? That's another way you can do it as well. Even underneath the crystals would work fantastic. The last one, this is another one. It's a bit like a Z on its side. You see that one?
Yeah.
So this rune on the inside of your dominant wrist to give yourself confidence and strength for the day. So your non-dominant hand is the hand your opposite your usual hand. When I was trying to write this, it didn't make much sense when I was writing it down, but I was thinking if I put it out there, it kind of makes more sense. So for example, I'm left-handed. That's my dominant hand. So my right is my non-dominant. So if I was to draw that rune on the inside of my dominant wrist, it would be my left hand, so that's my dominant hand. I've seen a lot of people getting confused recently with the left believing, right receiving and all that. Everybody, it depends on what is your stronger hand, is what your dominant or your non-dominant hand is. But yes, so that's those ones. And look at that, nearly bang on time with only 15% left to go. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I remember the first show was about 4 hours long, wasn't it? I just waddled on for God knows forever. But yes, bang on time today. Done good.
No, you don't.
But if anybody has any questions to do with anything, 2 minutes, fire it away.
Yeah,
and
before the battery runs out.
yeah, 15%. She's clinging on.
Oh, that was good. Yeah. So if you
All
can,
right,
like I say, pop up the ingredients and directions for the lemon balm.
I will. Yeah,
That'd be
I'll do
good.
the ingredients list on that.
Awesome. Well, yeah.
And
No,
then
it's
yeah,
just nice to have you back.
thank you. It's good to be back. Actually, it feels like it's been a long, long time. Actually, I know it's only been a couple of weeks, but it is good to be back. It's good to be back.
Good.
So yes. Jeanette, interesting. I'll have to watch back what I've missed. So that's absolutely fine. I am going to put the ingredients list in case you missed Jeanette for a lemon balm syrup. So I'll put that on a separate post. Once I've come off here and got some battery charge, I will do that.
No rush. It's fine.
But yeah, if there's no further questions, I shall bid you all farewell.
Yeah. I think that's done. If anyone pops anything up afterwards, just put #replay and then pop your comments on and we can get back to you. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure how I leave this one now because I'll let you sort that one out.
I totally
I'll still
forgot
be
then.
sat here.
It was just like we're just like yeah. Yeah, we'll try and get it sorted out again for next time.
But thank you everybody who's tuned in to watch, and if you watch on replay, thank you. And hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, guys.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.